Good morning to all of you. My name is Sakun Garg and I am Assistant Professor in IT Department, IIMT College of Engineering. Here I am going to deliver a lecture on object-oriented programming. Overview. Object-oriented programming, in short form OOP, is a way to organize and conceptualize a program as a set of interacting objects. In the overview section, we will get an introduction to key object-oriented system concepts, object software lifecycle basics, OOA, OOD basic tools. What is an object? It is a basic questions when we are going to learn object-oriented programming or object-oriented system. This is the basic and the first question, what is an object? We can say object is any real world entity. Any real world entity is called object. Like dog is a real world entity. It is an object. I am an object. This laptop is an object. Everything in this world is a real world entity. We can say that real world entity as an object. Examples: dog. So in an object, there are two terms, attributes and behavior. Attribute means property or characteristics. For example, dog is an object. So what are the different attributes or properties of a dog? Breed, color, hungry, tired, etc. So these are the properties of object. Color. Some dog has black color, some dog has white color, some dog has yellow color. They are different type of color. These are the attributes of a dog. And second one is the behavior of a dog. What what behavior a dog can perform? A dog can eat, a dog can sleep, a dog can walk, a dog can bark. So these are the different behavior a dog can perform. So each object has two things, attribute and second one is the behavior. So we can discriminate, we can distinguish objects on the basis of value of attributes. And each object share the same behavior. Second one example of object is bank account. So what are the possible attributes of a bank account? Account number, owner, balance. These are the attributes and what operation we can perform in bank account, that is called behavior. We can withdraw money from our account, we can deposit money in our account, we can check balance in our bank account, and there are many more operations or behavior that we can perform in bank account object. So in simple word, we can say an object is a real world entity and object contain two things, attributes and behavior. So these are the some example. Now we are moving towards software objects. Writing software objects often involves creating a computational model of real-world objects and processes. Object-oriented programming is a methodology that gives programmer tools to make this modeling process easier. Software objects like real world objects have attributes and behavior. The main thing is in when we are going to perform object oriented programming methodology, the first step is creation of UML diagrams, Unified Modeling Language diagrams. So there is need to identify the objects and classes in that domain. The object-oriented programming methodology helps programmer to make modeling process easy. In before object-oriented programming methodology or approaches, there was procedural languages, procedural. So in procedural, it was tough task to make models, but in object-oriented programming, it is easier to model real-world entities. Software objects like real-world objects that have attributes and behavior. Software objects continue. In traditional programming languages like Fortran, COBOL, C, etc., data structure and procedures are defined separately. In object-oriented languages, they are defined together. An object is a collection of attributes and behaviors that operate on them. Variable is an object are called attributes. Procedures associated with an object are called methods. In a bank, there in this example, in a bank domain, there is a object account that in previous slide we already discussed about account object. In an account object, there are generally two attributes, number and balance, and two methods, deposit and withdraw. So in traditional programming, data structure and procedures are defined separately. But in object-oriented programming language, with the help of object, it is possible to define data structure and procedures, that is function or method, to keep both of them in a single unit that is called object. This is the beauty of object-oriented programming, to keep data structure and procedure in a single unit that is object. It is the beauty. The variables in object are called attributes. In a count object, there are two variables, number and balance. These are attributes. And procedures, associated methods that we defined in object are called procedures. Now, second one term after object is class in object-oriented programming. The definition of the attributes and methods of an object are organized into a class. Thus, a class is the generic definition for a set of similar objects. We can say a class is a description, or it is a template, or it is a blueprint of similar type of object. In reality, class does not exist. In reality, object of that class exists. I can say there is a faculty class. In faculty class, in reality does not exist, but instance of a class, just like I am a object of faculty class, I exist. Or I can say that if there is a group of similar type of objects have same set of attributes and share same set of operation, then we can group those objects into a class. It will be feasible. A class can be thought of as a template used to create a set of objects. A class is a static definition, a piece of code written in a programming language. One or more objects described by class are instantiated at runtime. The objects are called instances of the class. So we cannot, in programming term, we cannot create objects directly. First of all, we have to define a class. We have to write a code for class. And when we want to use that class, then it is mandatory to create object. Because class is a passive entity while object is a active entity. Class is a description while object is a runtime entity. Each instance will have its own distinct set of attributes. Every instance of the same class will have the same set of attributes. Means each object of the class will share same set of attributes. There is a class student, and a student class has attributes like roll number, name, mobile number, and address. And there is a group of 60 students. Then each student will share same set of attributes and will have value for each attribute. Each object has the same attributes, but each instance will have its own distinct values for those attributes. Bank example. The account class describes the attributes and behaviors of bank accounts. The account class defines two state variables, account number balance, and two methods, deposit and withdraw. So in previous slides, we have taken account as an object, but here we are talking about account as a class. So what is the difference in both examples? Because here account as a class means it contains set of attributes and operations. But when we are talking about object, then object will contain values for those attributes and will share the operation. Bank example, when the program runs, there will be many instances of account class. Now, in earlier slides, I already described object is a runtime entity. In this line, it has been proved. When the program runs, there will be many instances of the account class. Each instance will have its own account number and balance. Now, object, instance 1, it is object 1, instance 2, it is object 2, instance 3 is object 3. Now, number will have some value, balance will have some value. In the same way, instance 2, that is object 2, will have number will contain different value, balance will contain value. It means object contain the values for attributes and methods can only be invoked. Methods can only be invoked, that methods that defined in class will be invoked in object. Now, another term after object and class in object-oriented programming or modeling. When classes are defined, programmers can specify that certain methods or state variables remain hidden inside the class. These variables and methods are accessible from within the class but not accessible outside. The combination of collecting all the attributes of an object into a single class definition combined with the ability to hide some definitions and type information within the class is known as encapsulation. As we earlier defined class is a set of attributes and methods. Encapsulation is the same thing, is the same term, hiding variables and methods. Only methods that are defined inside the class can access the values of attributes. No methods outside that class can access value of variables directly. So this is the beauty of object-oriented programming modeling. It will protect your data because now data and functions or method in a single unit. Now our data is in protected. No other methods outside that class can access the data directly. This is encapsulation. Graphical model of an object. There is a balance, account number. These are the attributes, and withdraw, balance, deposit, account number. These are the method. So state variables make up the nucleus of the object. Now state variables, or we can say data, or we can say attributes, is just like nucleus, and method surrounds and hide the state variables from the rest of the program. No other method outside this object can access balance and account number. Now our data is in safe mode. This is the encapsulation, due to encapsulation. Another term is inheritance. The advantage of making a new class, a class subclass, is that it will inherit attributes and methods of its parent class, also called the superclass. Subclasses extend existing classes in three ways: by defining new attributes and methods, by overriding, changing the behavior, existing attributes and methods, by hiding existing attribute and methods. Subclasses. When a new class is developed, a programmer can define it to be a subclass of an existing class. Subclasses are used to define special cases, extensions, or other variations from the originally defined class. Examples: saving account and checking account can be derived from the account class. New account type. Suppose we define saving account and checking account as two new subclasses of the account class. Well, there is an account class initially. In account class, there is a method account number, and there are several other methods like method balance, method deposit, method withdraw. Now I have to create a saving account class. So saving account, as its name signify that it is a type of account, then it will automatically, it will have same methods that are defined in account class, and we have to define those methods again. But with the help of inheritance feature, it is possible to extend account class, and in account it will automatically inherit all the methods that are defined in account class, and we can add some new methods as per the feature of saving account. Just like saving account, we get, there is a method rate. In the same way, another class, that is a checking account class, it is also will inherit all the methods that are defined in account class, and we can add some new methods in this subclass also. So with the help of inheritance feature, it is possible to inherit properties and methods that are defined in the superclass. It will help to reduce, write many code again and again. So with the help of diagrams, there is an account class. Inside account, there are different methods. In the saving account, there are other methods, and in the checking account, there is other method. No new code has to be written for deposit and other methods that are inherited from the superclass. Now, messages. This is another feature of object-oriented programming. Messages are information requests that objects send to other objects. Message components include the name of object to receive the message, the name of the method to perform any parameters needed for the method. So there is a manager, employee. Manager send message to employee, get hired, parameters, salary this, start date is this. Benefits of message. Message passing supports all possible interactions between two objects. Message passing is the mechanism that is used to invoke a method of the object. Objects do not need to be part of same process or on same machine to interact with an object. Message passing is a runtime behavior, thus it is not the message, same as a procedure call in other languages, compile time. The address of the method is determined dynamically at runtime as the true type of the object may not be known to the compiler. Another feature of object programming is polymorphism. Polymorphism is one of the essential features of an object-oriented language. This is a mechanism of decoupling the behavior from the message. The same message sent to different type of objects results in execution of behavior that is specific to the object and possibly different behavior than that of other object receiving the same message. Example, the message draw sent to an object of type square and an object of type circle will result in different behaviors for each object. There are many forms of polymorphism in object-oriented languages such as true polymorphism, same method signature defined for different classes with different behavior that is draw for the class circle and square. Parametric polymorphism, this is the use of same method name written in class but with a different signature, different parameters. Overloading, this usually refers to operators when they can be applied to several types such as int, float, string, etc. Overriding, this refers to the feature of subclasses that replace the behavior of a parent class with new or modified behavior. Now, OO concept summary. Object-oriented programming is a way of conceptualizing a program as a group of objects that interact with one another. A class is a general template used to create objects. The combination of collecting all the attributes of an object into a single class definition combined with the ability to hide some definitions within the class is known as encapsulation. Classes can also define class variables and class methods, which are attributes and methods associated with the class as a whole. The inheritance allows classes to inherit attributes and methods from their base class. This provides a clean mechanism for code reuse and extension. And now this is the last slide. That is a thank you. If anyone have any query, want to ask something, then can write your question in comment section. Thank you very much.